I'm Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life, and today I would like to talk to you a little bit about flu. I keep being asked about flu, I keep being asked how serious is it, how do we survive it, how do we prevent it, all that information, what's Japanese flu, what's Australian flu, what's the difference and does the jab prevent it? So I'm just going to try and cover those very briefly and quickly through and hopefully give you a sort of ultimate guide how to prevent flu, how to survive flu if you get it, and any other bits around it. Okay, so before Christmas, hospitals were struggling with the old Australian flu. After Christmas, they were inundated with Japanese flu. Flu is seasonal and it occurs every year. And I've just realised I haven't plugged myself in. There we go. Hopefully the sound. Okay, so ultimate guide to flu. Flu is seasonal and occurs every year. And every year we're infected by different strains. So people try and predict which strain is going to be the one that's going to, or one of the ones that's going to hit us this year. And then they get the vaccine sorted to reflect those strains. And the majority of the time they get it right. Flu is a highly infectious disease. Symptoms usually come on very quickly. People connect flu with colds, but actually it's a completely different thing. A really, really bad cold is still not even touching upon a bad case of the flu. You know, people joke about man flu, but actually flu is really serious and really debilitating, and it tends to flatten someone for a couple of days. You really can't do anything. Most people recover in a few days. Sometimes they can get secondary complications, and flu can kill. And I think there's been about 300 deaths so far this flu season this year. So it is serious. Prevention is sensible, and we'll go into that in a minute. And if you do get it, I'll go through exactly what you can do to help yourself recover. So colds tend to be less serious. They start gradually. They start with a sort of blocked nose or runny nose, sore throat, and you feel a bit rotten. Flu causes fever, chills, headache, aches and pains in the joints and muscles, extreme tiredness, and it really is debilitating. When somebody has flu, they're not going to be going to work. You can't. You feel rotten. You just have to go to bed and sleep it off. And make sure you keep well hydrated too, but we'll cover that later. So healthy individuals will recover within sort of 2 days to a week. But if you've got underlying medical conditions, or if you're pregnant as well, it can make things a lot more serious and a lot more complicated, which is why they are really, really pushing for people to be vaccinated. What causes flu? Well, flu is caused by the influenza vaccine, which affects, the influenza virus, sorry, which affects your respiratory system. And because it's a virus and not a bacteria, antibiotics aren't likely to, well, they won't help. And so antibiotics are only prescribed if there's additional sort of opportunistic bugs that take over in your system and cause complications. And then you may well need some antibiotics in order to recover. Key is to avoid getting it in the first place. So if somebody is unwell and they are out and about, please, if you are coughing and sneezing, cover your nose and mouth, catch it, bin it, kill it, as they say it. So catch it in a tissue, chuck it in the bin, or even better, throw it in the loo and flush it. And wash your hands thoroughly. So all the bit about really, really thorough hand washing between your fingers, don't forget your thumbs. Wash your hands properly, carry around some hand gel, some antibacterial hand gel, and if you're in a pub on the tube or on public transport, the flu bug can live on those surfaces for a good few hours. So if you are holding on, which we all need to do, then make sure you're not tempted to touch your mouth or nose or whatever after, because that will make it even more likely that you can infect yourself. So be very aware of what you are doing, where your hands are, and wash the hands or use antibac gel as quickly as you can after being in a public space. So another one of the good ways of preventing flu is to have the flu jab. Now, there's a quadruple vaccine and a triple vaccine. The quadruple vaccine has now run out. So if you had your vaccination back in September, you would have had a quadruple vaccine, and that covers an extra strain. It isn't, well, both flu vaccines, the triple and the quadruple, will cover the Australian flu. Neither of them will cover the Japanese flu. The children's vaccine covers the Japanese flu, and it's predominantly children that are infected by it, so that's fine. So the key thing is your prevention. If you have or you are going for the flu vaccine, stocks are running very low at the moment. If you're not entitled to a free vaccination, and people entitled to the free vaccination are people that are pregnant, people that have underlying conditions, they're diabetic, they're asthmatic, they've got a heart condition. There's all sorts of criteria which entitle you to have a free vaccine, or you're retired, or you're a carer of someone who is dependent on you, or you're a care worker, or working in the health service. So all those will entitle you to a free vaccination, but you can buy them as well. Key thing is that your vaccination takes a couple of weeks for the immunity to build up. So don't expect to be covered instantly, because that's not how it works. And as I say, for next year, please book in September. It's not a live vaccine. It shouldn't make you feel ill, although some people say that for a few hours or a day they get a slight ache in their arm and may have a low-grade fever. But generally, it doesn't make you feel ill, it doesn't hurt, and it's a sensible thing to do. What to do if you suspect you have flu? Don't visit your GP. So only go to your GP if you are seriously worried and you think you may have developed complications, or if you are in one of the higher risk groups, so you are pregnant. If you are pregnant, do contact your GP quickly, because they can give you something that can make the effects slightly less horrendous for you. So contact your GP if you are seriously worried, or if you're in one of the high risk groups. Otherwise, you need to rest and sleep. Keep warm, but don't overheat. So don't feed a fever by wrapping yourself up in blankets. So that's not a good idea. Take paracetamol and ibuprofen, which will actually make you feel a little bit better, and they'll also bring down your fever. Drink plenty of water and other non-alcoholic fluids, and keep well hydrated. Ensure that your urine remains pale, and that you're weeing a lot, because that's good. And you can get someone to go to your pharmacist and get some simple flu remedies that can help alleviate some of your symptoms. I hope that's been helpful. That's Emma Hammett from firstaidforlife.org.uk. Thank you.